What up, y'all? Welcome back to I Said It, the podcast for all things sports. I'm your host, Chris, and I got my guys with me, Blair, Darius, and Sean. What up, fellas?
What up?
Nothing much, man. You know how we do it. We jump straight into it. Breaking news. Earlier today, the ACC became official that the ACC, Big Ten, and Pac-12, no Big 12, and Pac-12 have made an alliance. Okay, so basically what this is a scheduling alliance. Basically what that means is they're going to play each other, and play each other meaning how it's worded here is that they're going to play additional attractive matchups across 3 conferences. So basically you're going to have the best of the Big Ten, the best of the ACC, the best of the Pac-12 going to be end up playing each other. So you got your Clemson versus Ohio State during the regular season. You have Ohio State versus Florida State, which is going to be just fun to see and watch. That's going to be awesome. So I think that this is okay.
You spent a lot of Ohio State people.
I just was, because they're the big fish in all of this. Because if Ohio State can say I'm gone out of the Big Ten,
Clemson ain't the big fish.
The biggest
definitely
fish
are.
Are they the biggest fish?
You bug.
Yes.
Clemson is not the biggest fish.
How many championships?
Let's take it off track.
How many championships have they won since you won in 2014?
How many before 2014 has they won?
It don't matter. We talking about what have you done for me lately, dog?
What you mean? It's called history. In the history of the game, they don't have any really. They only have their very recent history. Now I'm saying, as compared to far as fans,
Chris, that's like me saying. That's like
I don't want to get off track. I don't want to get off track. We can discuss that another day. But do y'all like the fact that they're doing this? Do y'all like the fact that
he did just go super left and trying to bring it back in?
That jump week. First off, so we can get Chris off Ohio State nuts. That's like me saying, bringing up Miami history when people talk about, Miami didn't. That's like me bringing up the 01 Hurricanes all the time. What have you done for me lately, dog? I just got back relevant. And right now, Clemson is the big dog over y'all. They got the most recent championship. Clemson and Alabama. Them is the big dogs right now.
Okay. That's your opinion. Sure.
Anyway, I don't know how many of these matchups that they think they're going to play during the year, because another thing they're going to be worried about is seeding for the conference championship. Clemson nor Ohio State looking to take, if they're not playing on the first game, they ain't looking to take that big L in week 5 or week 6. I don't care what nobody says. Yeah, they're going to be playing. It's going to be the high level competition. Oh yeah, we'll play 2 or 3 teams from y'all in the
Ohio State going to play Baltimore
conference.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like a lot of people going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to see Ohio State Clemson a lot. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be more like
one.
I can see the Florida State thing, like you talking, Ohio State versus Florida State, or maybe even right now Miami, somebody who like mid-ranked, because I think we ranked like 14th or something like that. But I don't think we're gonna see a lot of them big games right now, especially with it still being only 4 teams in the playoff right now. I don't think none of these big schools is trying to super risk that. Because it's one thing, like if Ohio State and Clemson play, it ain't going to make a difference if it's a close game. But what if Ohio State get the blowout? Or what if Clemson get the blowout? That take you from top 3 to probably 10-ish. If you get blown out, 7 to 10, then you got to fight your way back. Then you still got to Then after that, you still got to play the teams that you play every year. So now you can't get upset at all. I just think, man, this junk is just going to lead to the super conference thing like we was talking about before. Like, everybody like, oh, yeah, it's an alliance. It's about TV deals right now. But if they really expand that thing to like 16 teams or something, or 12 teams like they say they've been thinking about doing. Oh yeah, that super conference thing coming in. This is not an alliance. This is a conference. It's just they're gonna call the conference the alliance probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But it'll be all right. It'll be good to see teams that never play each other probably play each other. Like I said, Ohio State, Florida State, that seems interesting, way up north versus way down south. Team like Ohio State traveling to some places where it's super hot that they ain't used to playing in, stuff like that. I think that could probably make for some interesting stuff. But I don't think we're gonna see a lot of the big matchups that people hope that we're gonna see.
So I got a question. Is it just for football or is it gonna be for basketball, all the sports?
I believe that it's going to be for all the sports, but I think the main focus is
Because they
football.
all got the ACC Big Ten Challenge.
Correct. They already have because we already play like big Pac-12 teams. Because like we play in Oregon this year because we do that every year, but they already have connections in between all three of these conferences anyway. So I didn't think it was too out of the realm to be like, okay, let's all join up and let's do this thing over here. And them not including the Big 12 because they don't, let's be honest, they just don't have any attractive teams right now.
I disagree with that.
But how many? It ain't but so many attractive teams in each conference.
Correct. But that's what I'm saying. Like, far as the two best teams that was in the Big 12 are gone. So who else is left after? I mean, like the two big attractive teams are gone. So who are the two? Who are the two big teams that's still left there?
Texas A&M.
No, they in the SEC.
Yeah.
Weird.
Who else is in? But it's like who all in y'all division?
It's Michigan State
on the downslide right now.
Indiana.
All them teams on the downslide right now. Nobody.
But Indiana's gonna be good this year.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody talks about nobody in y'all conference but Ohio State. So it ain't y'all conference not that much better. But what I'm saying is Michigan is on the downslide right now. They gonna always have the name. Michigan gonna always be a big name for sure. But they on the downslide right now. Nobody's playing Michigan to help their resume.
It's true.
I feel like it's gonna end up being something. They gotta do something. They're gonna have to play each other in the end, because in the end, strength of schedule is gonna matter. And the biggest problem facing everybody is the SEC just has too many teams that are competitive. So they'll have to play a tougher schedule to show that they can, play a tougher schedule and maybe bump some SEC team, and that'll be how they do it. It'll take a minute, but they're gonna end up playing the Big Ten. You have to. It may not start off immediately, but they're gonna end up playing each other at some point. It's just this, I think, opens it up so like you can have more of the butt teams play each other, the teams they don't expect to do well, but would still serve them well playing another team in another conference. And then you can get some of the mid to higher range teams together. Of course, these schedules are going to be made way in advance, but things change, that they have to, schools are weird the way they set up sports things. Some of that stuff is 2-3 years in advance. So right now they just agreed to it. So you won't see anything out of this for like 4 or 5 years for real until they can get the full, once everybody's fully into whatever this is going to turn into. And they're still going to try to throw in SEC games because the SEC got to play somebody. Like they can't just play SEC
Beat
teams.
up on each other.
They're going to have to play other teams. So they're going to be schools that get chances to play them, and they won't be able to play super butt teams. Because this is what drags the whole strength of schedule thing down, and it'll start to matter more when it's more people at the top.
This is what I was about to say. So do you think how many of their non-conference games are they setting up within the alliance? Are they setting up do you think they're trying to set up all their games just within this? Because like Bless said, that means now eventually ain't gonna be no room for like a cupcake team for some of these teams. You know what I'm saying? Because like Blair said, somebody got to go play the SEC. Somebody still got to go play the Pac-12. You got to play them teams. Like you can't. It ain't no way to just block these dudes out. So it's like I'm wondering how much, because if you just playing, let's say Syracuse, they still in the ACC for football, ain't it?
I think Syracuse is in the ACC. Yeah, because they still play you guys. So yeah, they still in the ACC for football.
Like if you just playing Syracuse all the time, like that ain't gonna help you with strength of schedule neither. You know what I'm saying? But them teams is gonna be like, hey, we gotta play somebody too within that conference.
More options for them to like try to mix it up while still being able to give you a slightly better roster. Like, cause some of the teams they have gone downhill, but if the schools start being opened up as like a part of this union, and you'll get on TV, because they all have a network. Bro.
I thought about that. That's what I thought about.
Big Ten not a network, a Pac-12,
and that's what,
and the ACC, they all have their.
That's
own
what they
network.
were saying in the article, that one of these contracts is about to come up for like TV scheduling and shit like that. So you're right.
Some of them made their own, like they literally made their own network. You know, like people watch that stuff locally. That's just what they do.
But see,
so if you playing better teams across the board, I feel like it's bad for college football, considering that's what they ended up coming up with. But that was only because they felt like the SEC is too strong just by picking up Texas and Oklahoma. So I guess it was the most they could think of in short notice to kind of stop the SEC from turning into the super conference. Because even the lower tier SEC teams SEC schools have been raised because of the other schools and the other things that are happening in the SEC.
Because all the recruits go to the SEC.
Like people they're getting people, and maybe that's to combat that. Maybe they just think they're getting all the good teams, so they're trying to stop them from getting all the teams. I don't know. It's crazy for football, but it's just, I think it's something that they did to try to slow down the SEC and to get ready for the playoff moving to 12 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in my opinion, of course, I believe it was to basically justify the moves that everybody just going to the SEC, clearly. But I also think it's a good thing for those three groups because of TV rights. I think it also helps benefits with recruiting too, as well, because like you Michigan guys, y'all go to France. I'm exaggerating, but y'all do shit like that. Y'all go to Egypt, see the pyramids, all types of goofy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A kid from South Central would love to go on a trip to go see the pyramids. You feel me? So going out there and playing UCLA and some of them boys in Oregon, and matter of fact, I seen like on Last Chance U, like two brothers play for Oregon State. That was nice. So I mean, it is some teams out there. You know what I'm saying? Steve Smith, Chad Johnson. I mean, it's a lot of guys that went to these Pac-12, Mariota. I mean, Oregon used to be something. There's a lot of teams on the downslide. Oh, yeah. So I do believe they all just basically united and like, okay, we can get basically Clemson and Ohio State on board. We all good. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, those two teams will probably have to save the day when the playoffs do start. But I think they will not beat up on each other. I think it would be like a couple sloppy seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like Indiana versus Clemson. Like we're gonna send little bruh to go get beat up on. You know what I'm saying? And let them just get some TV time and have some guys possibly go to their school.
Get some film.
Yep. That's basically like basketball. It's the tables will reverse though. And wrestling and other sports.
Yeah.
Or hockey, like with Wisconsin, Michigan State, they dominate in those sports. So I think it's good for everything because Michigan State playing a USC in hockey. In my opinion, I know, the up north teams would dominate. But yeah, I think it is about money and just basically, like I said, just getting some squads together to compete against the SEC without them all joining. Because they also get money too. Them conferences, man, they get money just because they got the commissions.
All those dudes.
Yeah, exactly. So for the commission to break, I think they all just agreed for that alliance instead of them splitting up.
Yeah, I think probably that was probably just an easier choice to go ahead and join like the Avengers and be like, hey,
I don't know. It's gonna be
let's
interesting.
join up real quick.
For college, they throwing a lot of new stuff into the landscape right now. Just had Texas and Oklahoma join the SEC coming. You got this alliance coming, and on top of that, these dudes done started getting paid for their likeness and stuff.
That NCAA gonna come out, baby.
Hey, it's about a lot of this stuff because I feel like a lot of that NIL stuff gonna align with a lot of this stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, there's gonna be certain sponsorships. Hey, we want to get one of them SEC teams, or we're going to the SEC. Then there's gonna be somebody else like, hey, we're going with this alliance that these boys got. I can get somebody from Clemson, Ohio State, and whatever. So I think it's gonna be interesting. Hopefully, it spreads the playing field. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for the playing field to spread out a little bit more because I feel like what happened with the SEC, niggas flooded to the SEC, but everybody can't go to Alabama. So you saw some of these teams raise their play in the past couple of years. Mississippi State, Texas A&M, a lot of them teams. So I'm hoping that the same thing happens. You know, we're going to have to see maybe a 10-year stretch or something. But hopefully the same thing happen with like the Big Ten and the ACC.
With college football, they also contract like years above. Like you will see something like come across the bottom of ESPN, like Ohio State decided to play Texas A&M in 2027.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Some of that still is already set in stone, so it's still gonna be kind of, I wonder how it's gonna go myself. Because like with the MAC conference, like your Bowling Greens, your Ohio Universities, Miami University,
the CMUs and all of that. Yeah.
Or even the Big 12 teams that are left that are left in that conference. Like, what is going to happen to those teams?
But some of those teams, those smaller teams, they're gonna have sometimes the most to gain.
The Big 12 is gonna have to figure it out. They just gonna let them figure that out. Like,
I think they're gonna go independent like Notre Dame, or
it's too many of them for them all to be independent, and that only really works for Notre Dame because of tradition, bro. Like, if it wasn't Notre Dame, the name, they wouldn't get a lot of teams. But Notre Dame, the name still matters on your schedule. And preseason, they still always have a good team for the way people think about it. So it matters.
I
but
think they
if all of
starting to
them
fall
went
to the wayside.
independent, it's not going to work.
I think Notre Dame's starting to fall to the wayside.
It's looking that way. But who you got in the playoff? The 14 playoff right now, which I probably think is going to stay that way for the rest of the 4 years. I think they was probably waiting, trying to introduce the 12 teams sooner, but I think they're going to probably wait all 4 years. But who you think is going to be in the college football playoff this year? My man Darius, you can kick it all for us because, you know, you look like you're ready.
All right. Well, my four, I got not in any particular order. I got Alabama for the last year, I believe. I got Clemson. I got Oklahoma.
That's a good pick.
And bringing up the rear, because they're going undefeated. I got the U, baby. I got the motherfucking U, baby. Ranked 14th right now. We gonna set the tone with the biggest upset of the year.
Hey, I got money on North Carolina beating y'all boys.
I ain't worried about North Carolina. They can eat a dick. Bringing up the rear. Heisman candidates at the end of the year. I ain't saying he gonna win it. Derrick King gonna be, as long as he stay healthy, boy gonna be in the run for the Heisman. Started their upset in Alabama, which only gonna knock them to like number 3 or something. Somehow, it no matter who Alabama lose to, they ain't dropping more than about 2 spots. So I think they still going. I still think they're gonna run the SEC. I think Clemson stays good enough, and they only get one loss, but we beat them, and then go smash on somebody in the ACC championship, and that put us at probably number 4. But we gonna be in there.
I mean, that's how you feel, man. That's how you feel.
It's all right, Chris. I had y'all at number 6.
Hey, man. Hey, that's how you feel. You know, it's your picks. Your picks. Blair, who you got, bruh?
Come back to me, bro.
You got Michigan. You got
Sean, who
Michigan.
you got, man? Who you got? Who your top 4? Who you got going in the playoffs in your way too early playoff prediction?
I got the Ohio State University. I have Alabama. I have Clemson. And just to shake it up, I'm going to rock with North Carolina with Sam Howell.
So y'all got both of y'all got two ACC teams making it into the playoffs.
I mean, I was going to pick Georgia because I like both of their running backs. You know, I am a college fan. Both of their running backs, especially the boy from Nair White or something like that from North Carolina. That boy a beast. So
you don't think Oklahoma got enough this
no,
year?
I think that they what they call it, RPI. I think the RPI gonna be so low that 2 teams from either the SEC or the ACC would make it. And the same thing that goes with the Big Ten. Oklahoma, I wouldn't bet against them, but I just think the boys against the U probably lose one game. North Carolina, they might. I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. I think it's gonna be a 3-way. Them dudes, Miami, North Carolina, and Clemson.
Hey, we back. I'm trying to tell you, we back.
It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. I would say that. I wish the Big Ten was like that this year.
For mine, I have a bit different from everybody else. I have Oklahoma going in.
Yeah.
I have Clemson going in.
How is this different?
I have Georgia.
You're gonna say Air Force.
No. I have Georgia coming from the
Georgia.
SEC. And I have the Ohio State University, baby, going in as well. You know, that I really feel like Georgia's going. This is their year, even though the tight end that they got from LSU, you know, it's not with the team right now, but they are loaded. I think they're going to beat Clemson, but barely. But Clemson's going to bounce back, and they're going to win out, and they're still going to go to the playoffs. I have Georgia, Oklahoma, Ohio State, and Clemson.
Georgia. That's a good pick.
Yeah, I like Georgia this year. Only because Alabama's quarterback, who's going to be good, but he's young. So I feel like Georgia's defense is going to be up for the challenge.
So even with what's the word I'm looking for? With the uneasiness you got at y'all quarterback position right now, y'all still think y'all gonna make the playoff? I know, because I don't know how Sean feel about the quarterback. Chris, I know you was like, you don't know about the 2 quarterbacks that y'all got fighting for no one spot right now.
Yeah, so thinking about it and going through it in my head, all of those guys got talent. That is the most loaded quarterback room we've ever had. But
what?
You heard what I said.
I disagree with that one too.
Man,
most talented quarterback room we've ever had.
I said that because you told me, you was like, yeah, you know, for the first time in a while, hey, none of these quarterbacks really
have played.
You know, I mean, of course, none of them played because somebody else was playing. That's the situation every year.
Oh, yeah.
But you usually on top of a quarterback. This the first year you've been like, man, I mean, I guess we just gonna have to see.
But notice I didn't say the best. I said the most talented. I didn't say the best. I said the most talented as far as throwing the football, accuracy.
So you think all of them boys better than Justin Fields?
I'm not gonna say none of them boys is better than Justin Fields. No. But what I will say is that they have a lot of talent, and I feel like they can overcome the early quarterback struggles that they're going to have to begin the season, because you have what I feel is the two best receivers in college football right now, and you have a great offensive line, which you probably have 3 to 4 first-round picks eventually, probably 5 first-round picks eventually on that offensive line. But
that boy Chris be stretching that thing like putty.
I'm not tripping. You go look at the scouting reports. But
Chris got that putty stretch on that thing.
The only thing that concerns me is my linebackers and my secondary, because I just don't know.
Y'all corners. I mean, I feel like y'all always good at the skill position, but I feel like receiver is the thing that's loaded in college right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everybody got good receivers, bro. So I think it's gonna be interesting. Another big thing that's just gonna be interesting, I guess, this year is to see how COVID do this shit again, because that shit gonna help somebody's season, and that junk gonna drown somebody else's season too. So we gonna see. Because who was it? It was y'all conference that's like, oh yeah, you gotta forfeit a game due to COVID. Hey, that's just an L, and that's gonna be it. And that junk gonna hurt.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna just shoot something out there. Won't be like y'all. It's more likely. It's gonna just be Alabama, of course, because they have to be in everybody's list. But then after that, I'm gonna go. You making that face? Look, they do have to be in everybody's list. If you don't pick Alabama,
you don't pick Alabama. Yeah,
you just lying
at
to
least
yourself. If
you gotta at the beginning of the year, you gotta at least pick the boys. I ain't even lying.
Come on, bro. So I'm gonna go Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M, Notre Dame.
You got 3.
Say that again, Alabama.
You got 3 SEC teams going to the playoffs.
I got Alabama.
Ain't no way in hell, man.
LSU, Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M, and Notre Dame.
That means you got the winner and the loser of the SEC championship, and somebody who ain't even played in the conference championship over.
What if they all got one loss? What if it swings out and they all got one loss, and they all got one loss? Who makes it? Man, all right, and Notre Dame.
Ain't one of them got to be on the same side with each other though.
Yeah, so one of them are gonna have 2 losses.
Texas A&M and Alabama on the same side, right?
They may not have 2 losses. You don't know. They could all end up with 1 loss at the end of the season, bro. It's very possible.
That's possible, but one of them teams is gonna have the what's the name against the other one? One of them is gonna have the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I agree. But if they look at like strength of schedule for everybody else, and them 3 dudes come out on top, and Notre Dame, if Notre Dame goes undefeated, Notre Dame goes to the championship game, bro. Period. They just never go undefeated. Everybody, they put them in the top. They rank them high every year, but they just never make it through the season undefeated.
You know what this is?
Notre Dame goes to the championship.
I know what this is.
I
know what this is. I know what this is. I know what this is.
What is this?
This is Blair not having any faith in his team, and he will not, for the life of him, say nothing about Ohio State. He's just like, I'm gonna give all the SEC teams, and I'm gonna
all right. If you want me to take
Ohio State, I'm not saying Michigan because I don't believe in my coach.
Hold on, no, because you gotta think about he ain't cool Clemson either.
Because y'all, I mean, I know they're not likely to put in 3 SEC teams. That's just usually not how it works. 2 of them dudes usually get in, and 2 other ancillary dudes, whatever the word is, I can't think of it right now.
Ancillary.
That's it. So I'm gonna go with, if you want to take out, I want to say Clemson, bro, but I don't actually think Clemson's gonna do. I don't think they're gonna be what everybody thinks there is. I think Lawrence was the reason that they were so highly consistently ranked.
They got a Dabo Swinney problem. I don't care who don't like it. Boys got a Dabo Swinney problem.
They do.
Nah, because this nigga don't know when to shut up.
That's why I can't
He don't know when to shut up.
That's why I cannot put Clemson in there, bro, because I don't think they'll do it. Like, I don't honestly
Why you
think
should have
that
picked
they're
the
going to do it this year.
baby? Pick the U. We coming out the ACC,
Is
dog.
that the only other person in the ACC? I'll pick the U if
North
I have to.
Carolina. Sean had picked North Carolina.
I
You
ain't
know,
picking North Carolina. I don't see North
I ain't
Carolina
either.
coming out there.
Hey, I wouldn't pick them neither. That's why you go with the U, baby.
If you want me to pick the U, bro, I'll go to you. I feel like if it looks that way, say it's a bunch of one-loss teams at the end, one-loss teams tied, and then they just go strength of schedule. Yeah, people already tired of seeing SEC in the championship games. There's really nothing you could do about it. They have the stronger schedule. They only put them other two dudes in there to kind of be fair to everybody else, but they still assume that those dudes have the strongest conference. So they can righteously take the top 4 in the SEC and be like, hey, they're the best teams in college football. And every time anybody else plays in Alabama or so, what happens? They get smacked. It's just consistent, bro.
The biggest thing
is consistent problem.
The people outside of the SEC got to start beating teams in the SEC.
But nobody wants that SEC problem, bro. Like, so
that's the thing. I feel like you can start small. I feel like you can start small. You ain't gotta go up there and try to fight Alabama or Florida from the beginning. Man, go to Mississippi State or one of these teams that's just because these teams beat up on other teams outside the SEC. Then they go up against Alabama, and then it's like, no, you realize how much better Alabama be than the rest of these motherfuckers. You'd be like, nah, these dudes pretty good.
An entire program, bro. Like, they're just top to bottom, just better than most other programs right now. And it's been that way for years. But if I don't pick them, I'm not going to pick North Carolina. I don't think they'll do it. I'll pick Wisconsin.
Hey, it's fine with me, Blair. I see some animosity coming from the square.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
I'm not
saying
Ohio.
a word.
No. I'm not picking Ohio State. I don't care if Ohio State came rolling in and everybody was like, clear number 1. I'd be like, they clear number 5. They ain't making the postseason. I ain't picking them too. I am not picking Ohio State, but
they're clear number 5. They're clearly the 5th best team.
If I genuinely had to, clearly the 5th best team.
I got y'all, Chris. I got y'all in the New Year's 6.
All the press people said it. It don't matter.
I got y'all in the New Year's 6, but I think what's gonna hurt Ohio State this year is what usually hurt them. They're gonna fuck around and lose the game that they shouldn't have lost.
I think Ohio State gonna end up not playing the game because of the Big Ten, man. And they're gonna end up a game or 2 short. They ended up like 5 games short last year, and they just let them in, man.
Yeah, if something like that happened this year, I don't think they're gonna give y'all such a big break.
And any team that loses a game is immediately gonna get diminished from the playoff picture. Unless it's Alabama. Unless Alabama miss a game and they can't make it up, they'll let Alabama make it. They'll be like, man, we don't care if Alabama plays 7 games. We know they better than everybody here. We can't lie. But anybody else, it's just going to hurt.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is, and you can't get COVID and you can't lose. Like, for real. Because if you lose a game, you definitely can't afford to lose a game to COVID. And if you lose a game to COVID, you can't afford to lose to nobody else.
And that's where we are right now, bro. That's exactly where it is. It's
so, Blair, I ain't gonna lie. When you put it like that, it's possible, man. It is possible that you could see. I ain't saying necessarily 3 SEC teams, but it's possible you could see any kind of teams up there.
The hate is real, boy. With that, the hate is real with that, boy.
You didn't pick our teams, and we didn't say you were a hater.
No. I'm just saying. I
when I said the thing about Wisconsin and the number 1 out of 5, yes, I was expressly being hater. I was expressly being hater.
I know 100%. You were.
I'm okay with that, but in general, I was not. I'm looking at it realistically, bro. Like, dude, the SEC is legit. They're always legit. They always try to find a reason not to put them in. But if you can't make a better case Say any one of those other dudes, say Clemson doesn't get off to a good start. Say they lose 2 games. Who else?
Yeah.
Like, you don't look at anybody in the ACC that's just going to immediately supplant
He
them.
is
And
right,
they just try to
cuz-
give one to the ACC. They try to just give them one. They don't want to put the SEC in the championship game all SEC. And that's really what they do every year. They keep trying to make sure everybody gets a fair chance.
That's why the U is back. We got something to say about that.
And that would be what's up if Miami was actually really good this year. Because I've always liked the way Miami plays, bro. And the type of dudes they get, they just get hood dudes from Miami. They be
Thank you,
local
brother.
hood dudes from Miami, which is always
Thank you.
fantastic for local hood dudes from Miami.
Thank
You
you.
always got to chop.
We going recruiting at the county jail tomorrow.
It's a lot of talent in hot weather states, bro. It's a lot of talent in Miami. It's a lot of talent in Florida. So they got lucky. And if they can come out and Miami's the old Miami and they look good, bro, everybody will love it.
Going to Miami.
It's going to be tough. It'll be nice. I can't give it to O State. Chris only gave it to O State. O State. You don't really believe it.
I literally thought you was going to give it to Michigan. I really thought he was going to do it.
You want to know something funny? I genuinely thought about it until I'm like, they're not even in the top 25. I'm not going to do that. That's just unrealistic, bro. That's me totally.
These boys,
but it would be if you guys had went undefeated.
If y'all went undefeated,
y'all would be like number 5 in the country.
Nah, they'll be ranked. I don't know if they'll be as high as top 5, but if they beat y'all, that'll shoot them to the top 5.
Oh, yeah,
that'll only be if they were already in the top 10, in the top 7 or 8 when they beat Ohio State.
I think if y'all could make it to number 10,
it would move them to the top 4.
If y'all went undefeated, somebody gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all went undefeated, I could see y'all getting up to number 10, even if y'all number 12. If y'all could upset Ohio State, that should have put y'all in the New Year's 6 at least.
Yeah. Moving on. Last topics of the day. We was trying to wait on Sean, but I think something happened with his phone, but it's all good. We're going to be picking the NFC and AFC North. We're going to start with the NFC North.
You already knew what Sean was going to pick anyway in the AFC North.
Not necessarily, but
really,
the NFC North, you never know. If you're being realistic with yourself. The NFC North. We're going to start with the NFC North, all right? So, if you're not familiar who is in the NFC North, I'm going to let you know right here, like I've been doing on all the episodes.
Green Bay, Minnesota, and who's the other butt squad that I always forget?
Green Bay, Minnesota,
Detroit, Chicago. That's why I couldn't think of it. Chicago, because they suck. Because the NFC North is usually trash. I know the NFC North, they're just usually bad, except for Green Bay.
Okay, so you got the Packers, Lions, Vikings, and Bears.
Oh my.
So, who you going with to win the North?
The Detroit Lions.
Let's get it. In all honesty, to the North is probably going to be Green Bay because Aaron Rodgers is there. I righteously don't see anybody else coming out of the North. But the thing about the North is it's not always as clear cut. So if I had to pick a different team, I would like to pick the Lions, but
you wouldn't do that.
Huh? You say what?
I said you wouldn't do that.
No, I don't. I would like to, but I'm not going to out of sheer. I need to see anything out of these dudes before I pick them for anything. So if I had to go with performance with an upside, bro, I would go with Chicago. Because Chicago's always just like a quarterback away. And they're in a similar position where whoever that gets the helm pretty much know what Kirk Cousins is going to do. He can get them to a division, win to a division championship because 8-8 or 9-8 now is what it looks like. He can lead Minnesota to that, but I feel like Chicago outside of Green Bay might have a better chance. I don't know if Justin Fields is going to be the one to do it. Maybe it'll have to be Andy Dalton. That's always the issue. Their quarterback play is kind of
iffy,
questionable at best. I mean, it's always been a shoot with Chicago, bro. And I want Detroit's just Detroit's never, no.
They got Jared Goff.
They got Jared, man.
Congratulations. I'm
Super
glad
Bowl
they have
experience. Jared
Jared,
Goff.
man, like,
he didn't
Jared
come
can
in
bring some
winning a lot.
jewelry.
He didn't come in with a whole lot of quarterbackness to him when he got there. So I'm gonna need that to go up before I say Detroit at any point. But right now it would be Green Bay, bro. Green Bay has the better team with the better quarterback. So Green Bay.
All right. Darius, who you got, bro? Who you got, Darius?
I ain't gonna lie. This one was kind of iffy for me, dog. Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the division by far. Chicago has the best defense in the division, to me, by far. I ain't gonna lie. I could see the Bears slipping up, dog. And that's with me praying that Justin Fields hits the field early. You know what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
like
Hey,
their best chance at a division would probably be Justin Fields early, bro.
Bruh. Andy Dalton not winning them boys no games, man. It's just he passed his time. He passed his time, bro. He
Might be
won.
right there.
He won one AFC North division, which is good. He won in a very tough division. But that was like what, 2011?
It was a long time ago.
Yes,
14,
bro, it's
something like
over with. It's over with for him, I think. So I think if they can get Justin Fields in there within the first 3 games, he cannot lose the game, and their defense can carry them through, I believe.
Man,
And
I feel like if they can score 14 points, they might have a chance, bro.
Especially if they can get like a split with Green Bay, I think it could be anybody's division out of them two. I'm going to give the edge to Green Bay right now. You know what I'm saying? Because Aaron Rodgers got the experience. I mean, playoffs, we can talk about another thing for him, but in that division, he is the Tom Brady in their division. He win it most of the time. Minnesota Vikings just don't get better, ever. Like, they don't get worse necessarily, but they never get better. And teams around them get better. So they going to finish in 3rd. And Detroit, I'm sorry. You got Jared Goff. I can't name nobody else on your team, I don't think. So it's over with.
Yeah. So how I'm seeing it, it was a tough decision for me too. I'm gonna start from the last to work my way up. In last place is the Detroit Lions. They're not winning anything. They're just not. They're just not.
They might end up being good this year.
Man, watch these boys win 10 games.
They're just not doing it. They're just not. I just don't believe in the coach. I don't believe in the coach they hired. I don't believe in the GM. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know the direction they're going. I'm just not sure. They always have talent, but they don't never do nothing with it. Then I got the Vikings. I thought about the Vikings to actually win a division because I like their defense. Everson Griffin just went back to the Vikings. They got a lot going on for themselves. But Mr. Cousins
has nothing to prove.
He don't even have to work for another contract.
Yeah, he does.
He got paid.
In contract year, though, that's the only time he's gonna do something different.
He's in a contract year. Great.
He done robbed them for like $200 million already.
Paid.
Guaranteed.
Paid. Yeah, I like the Vikings defense. I like their offense, like Mr. Jefferson. But, I was just looking at some of the fantasy stuff like, hey, Mr. Jefferson's questionable already. Maybe they're just holding him out for the preseason. Don't know. But yeah, in second, I have the Chicago Bears. I got the Chicago Bears. I love, just like we did last year. Remember, we was all on them last year, Blair. Like, man, this defense is something else.
That never changes, bro.
Then the offense get on the field.
Like, oh my God,
this offense is
last year
else.
They had Bitch Trubisky.
Man. So I agree with you. I think they're going to go to Justin Fields about game 3. which is actually going to place them, I say, in second place. And I got the Packers winning the division because it's Aaron Rodgers, it's the receivers, it's the running back, it's the defense. It's pretty decent. They're getting better. They did a lot of they invested a lot in the defense as far as draft picks are concerned. So I got the Packers winning it. I thought about actually going with the Bears only because Aaron Rodgers really doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't see him tanking it, bro.
Correct.
Yeah,
He ain't
at the age. Yeah, he ain't at the age where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just fool around this year and
I'm
go
gonna
to a
just
new
hold it
team.
down till next year. Nah.
I just came off of MVP. I need to play as close to that as I can.
Yeah, but yeah, I got the Vikings coming in third, Packers winning the division, Bears coming in second. I almost went with the Bears, but they're going with Andy Dalton at first. I just don't trust it. I'm a Bengal fan. I know what Andy Dalton is. He's going to be great, and when you don't expect him to be great, and he's going to be butt straight ass when you want him to be great. That's just who Andy Dalton is.
See, you think he might be butt, bro. I feel like he's just average.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely average. He's an average quarterback. I think we all got the Packers. I think pretty much everybody would have had the Packers on this division.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got to switch on over to the We the North of the AFC. Decide who is the champion of this division. Now, this division, some feel that it's the best division in football. If you don't know who's in this division, I'm going to tell you.
Grab something.
Scream. You have the Cincinnati Bengals, the Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we're back. Blair, who you got winning this division, dog?
Am I completely out of it?
More likely than not.
We gotta start with you. Okay, yeah, I guess I'm really not in y'all division conversation. Who do I have out of the Ravens, the Bengals, the Steelers, and the Browns for the division? That's a tough one, dude. This division is always weird to me.
Yes, it is. That's why we saved the hardest one of the hardest ones for last.
I feel like I'm going to go with, this is going to be terrible. I'm going to go with the Browns, bro. I'm going to say the Browns take the lead. Baker takes the step, not to an elite quarterback, but just above average. And I feel like that's enough to put Cleveland where they need to be, which is like 12-5-ish.
12-5.
I don't think they're 13-14, but I'll say 12-5 and they can win the division.
Do you think two teams out of this division gets into the playoffs?
AFC?
Yes.
This division. Let me think of the divisions real quick.
I don't even need to think.
Yeah.
I'm going to just say yeah.
Easily.
I think, okay, and this is always my problem with, I guess, the issue with football, but if things are consistent and everybody stays around the same, yes. If there's some shakeup in the AFC where some team ascends, I'm going to go with only one team makes it.
Even with the extra playoff spot? Because in this, considering, I'm sure most of us going to say
the one extra playoff spot.
The bye. Kansas City's going to get the bye. I'm assuming. I'm just make a broad statement. Well, in my eyes, Kansas City will probably end up with a bye.
Kansas City will have the best record.
If you just had to pick. So that's a bye. So that leaves 6 more spots.
Mm-hmm. AFC North. But see, that's the thing, man. Like, while they're consistent, and I won't say the AFC North is not a consistent division because it's one of the more consistent divisions in football.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is one of those years that just 2 other teams rise and 3 teams fall. Or like, it's going to be like, man, you remember? And it's going to be one of the teams that was good last year that wasn't consistent. And then somebody in I just feel like the AFC North might run into some trouble. Because there's some decent teams out there. And you got to, people assume, I guess, the Bills are going to make the playoffs. And you're just playing with five 5 other seats at that point. And I'm like, somebody got to rise and somebody got to fall, man. So I feel like they had 2 in there last year. 2 in there last year.
We had 3 last year.
3 last? Yeah, probably then. They had 3 last year. Then it'll probably be 2 in there this year. But I want to think that somebody else is gonna show up, like.
So.
And it might be somebody in the division. I guess the only other person that would have been would be the Bengals that didn't make it last year, so they would have to be the ones to do the turnaround. Then other than that, okay. I go 1, and I only go 1 because I feel like Pittsburgh.
You already said it.
Yeah, I already said it. I feel like Pittsburgh will be good, but they might get caught up somewhere, not knowing what to do if Ben Roethlisberger does not start off well or has like some weird hiccups in the middle. Now, if they do another 12-0, it's that, but I don't know if they'll do that this year, especially because the league saw Ben last year. I see the league saw Ben last year, and now this will be, are you still interested in playing football a year? Like, do you really still want to play football, bro? I don't know about Baltimore because I don't know what the new weapons, how the new weapons work in Buddy's system that seems to be way too run heavy. Like, I don't know if he makes the necessary adjustments to make that next step for Lamar. Like, I feel like somebody will score more points. Like, they have a good defense, always will, but I don't know if the offense is going to be able to back their defense up enough. Because this is, Lamar Jackson, year number 3 of everybody being able to completely see his face. They've had an offseason to prepare. Last year was COVID. You get the break in between. Like, I feel like there are things that went into the season that I don't know if Baltimore had figured it out, are going to know how to get enough yards and points. Because towards the end of the season, people figure out, like, that just stopped working. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Yeah, that's how I feel. I think the Browns, hopefully they go up and Odell Beckham stays healthy. And he just is not average, bro. He just goes 1 notch above an average quarterback. The Browns are really good.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel that. As we all know, Brianna is not here, but of course you know who she was picking. It's gonna be Baltimore all day.
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Going 15 and
Baltimore all day. You know how I do.
Lamar Jackson gonna run for 200 yards first game.
Y'all go.
You're gonna kill us, But there's who you got, man.
Man, first I'm gonna let my fandom speak and say, don't you ever ask me no stupid shit like that again. What you mean, who I got? Did you not see me go get the hat out the drawer?
Hey, bro, you know who he got. You know who all y'all got.
Now, I'm gonna put my football hat on. Realistically, I do think this is the hardest division in football. 3 teams, the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Browns is in the top 10 in scheduling, hardest scheduling. We are number 1. We have the hardest. So for everybody crying, oh, you big cupcake schedule, I got the hardest schedule in the NFL this year. When I make the playoffs, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear it. I do feel like if Big Ben can stay, this is the 2nd year off the surgery, we can keep him off the ground and have a little running game, I have no reason why I can't win the division this year. My receivers are still good. I upgraded my defense from last year, aside from my secondary, but I upgraded my front 7, and I'm known for my front 7 anyway. So I ain't worried about that. In 2nd place, I'm sorry, Brianna, I got the Browns. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Baker Mayfield is all of that. I really don't. But the team around him is amazing. Got 2 dynamic running backs. He had a pretty good year last year without who some people still consider like a top 5 receiver in the NFL. Odell, and he coming back. They added a corner, they added a safety, they added Jadeveon Clowney. So I do believe they got the potential to win the division, but I think we still run the North. So I got them coming in second. Third, I got the Baltimore Ravens. Only because this is another one of them teams I feel like just didn't necessarily get better. I don't think they got no worse, but I don't think they got no better. And I don't see them changing their offense up that much. You know what I'm saying? And like Blair was saying, it's year 3, bruh. It's year 3. He can still be the same player, but now teams are very used to what you are doing. So now I might have the same players, but my scheme is different. My scheme is different because I know 8 times out of 10, you gonna do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And they lost the they got our tackle Alejandro Villanueva, and they say he's been getting trashed in practice every day. And that was the biggest thing. They had to let go of the big left tackle. So now you talking about Lamar Jackson running for his life even more. And he gonna be great, but you can only put so much tread on them tires during the season because you need him to take it to another level in the playoffs. And that's what I feel like he's been lacking. He do so much in the regular season. It's hard for him to turn it up because, shoot, he been playing out of his mind the whole season. Like, there ain't much more he can go up from there. So I feel like they just didn't get no better. And then y'all, I just feel like y'all the weakest team in the division, man. Like, offensive line still terrible. Secondary still terrible. I love Joe Burrow. I do feel like he's a good quarterback. I do feel like if he stay healthy, y'all will pull up a lot of points because y'all receiving core is probably top 5. Y'all receiving core probably top. Yeah, y'all receiving core probably top 5. Even with them saying, Jamar Chase struggling right now or whatever, I think he'll shake that off. They don't have no plans to not play him during the season, I'm sure. So I think he's going to get some time. But, yeah, I just feel like right now, yeah, y'all just, from top to bottom, y'all just the worst team in the division. So that's how I got it going in Cleveland. Don't think I was showing y'all love neither. I still pick myself. You know what I'm saying? Still pick myself.
Well, I guess it's on me now.
Yes, pick the Steelers so we can go.
Yeah, please, hurry up.
You know who I got, man. Don't be out here trying to say like I ain't got my team now, which I don't, man. I'm sorry. I got to be honest.
How about this?
That's me being a fan. I want to say it's the Bengals, but this is, I said it. I got to be honest. I got to be, can't be fanning out on my own show. I can, but I ain't. I do think we're going to be better than a lot of people think we are, but who I got winning this division is the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns probably got the best roster, top to bottom, but in this division may have the worst quarterback. But I think them adding Jadeveon Clowney opposite Mr. Miles is huge.
Do you think it's that huge? Because
I think it's huge because that's another person. I think the reason this is why I think it's huge. It's another person on their defense that you have to account for besides Miles. Because
that's correct.
He gonna get the double team every time. Or he gonna get the chip every time or whatever. If Clowney, and this is a big if, it's like, Kyrie staying healthy in the playoffs. Is he gonna stay healthy? And if he stays healthy, is he gonna be motivated to play hard? Those are real things. So if both of those things, and this is probably the best, most talented team he's been on. Because this team, I heard somebody say that this is the most talented team roster top to bottom in the NFL. And I was like, whoa.
As far as star power?
Star power?
Yeah, you talking about 2 big name running backs, You got Jarvis Landry and Odell. Then you go on defense. You got, like you said, Clowney and Miles Garrett, and then you got the John Johnson, whatever his name is, that just came from the Rams, which we consider the best secondary in the league. So them boys pretty stacked now. I gotta give them that.
Pro Bowl corner from Ohio State. You got a lot. You got everything. You got everything. Now your quarterback, still suspect. Jury's still out, But when you're winning, you're winning. I got them finishing first. And this is just me being realistic. I'm not being fanning out. Second, I got the Steelers. Here's why, Brianna. I'm not trying to hate on your boys. Okay. This hurts me to my core what I'm doing here. I got the Steelers. Because I don't like none of these motherfuckers. Let's be real.
We don't like you either.
Exactly. But I got the Steelers and I got the Ravens finishing third. Here's why. When you drafted the receiver and then he got hurt and he's gonna be out for a couple weeks, then you lose the left tackle that you had playing right tackle, but told you I want to play left tackle. And y'all said no. And he was young. You traded him away. You picked up a receiver, and then he gets hurt. And then you don't really replace him. You don't know what you have left over now that he's gone. And you don't have the weapon that you was going to replace him with. Like, okay, now we got better receivers. Yeah, we downgrade on the offensive line a little bit, but now we got better receivers. That hurts. That and Lamar got to prove to people that he can throw the ball consistently and accurately. And I feel like Big Ben at this stage of his career, which is another big if, he can stay healthy.
Glad you know.
It's a big if, it's a big if, like Giannis shooting free throws. It's a big if he can stay healthy.
I ain't say it's that big, but it's big though.
If he can stay healthy, can he, he's the more consistent thrower of the football and more consistent star, and he doesn't have to run the ball. He's not Big Ben or old. He ain't gonna be taking all these hits trying to, absorb them and still throw the ball. He can't do that no more. He found that out last year. I can't be that guy no more because I'm gonna be I'm gonna be a bum if I do that. Because I'm gonna be unhealthy out here throwing the ball looking like a straight bum. And he was. And I got us finishing last only because I don't have any faith whatsoever, like zero faith in my defense right now because I gotta see it. I understand a lot of the DBs got hurt last year. I still gotta see it. I love my team, y'all. I really do. I defend them. Can't nobody else talk about them but me. It's like your hometown,
He won't even wear the hat.
I'm not wearing the hat because, I decided to wear my Buckeye hat, today, just because. But I'll go get my hat. Don't trip now. But I gotta go with us finishing up the rear because one, we're young. We have a lot of talent. I like the defensive rookie that we got on the end, but then he broke his hand. So, I got to see it. I don't have any faith in my defense right now. Offensive line is still iffy. I feel like they're getting better, but, to protect Joe, I'm not sure. With the defensive lines that we got in this division, I'm not sure about that, bruh. And that's the only reason why I got us finishing last. I hate to say it, but, hey, it is what it is.
Bold prediction. AFC North puts 3 teams in the playoffs again.
I believe that too. Now, I will say this. If Big Ben gets hurt or anything happens to
we still made the playoffs on my defense. We 7th seed though.
Something happened to one of these quarterbacks. Oh, my Bengals is getting in.
Yo, Bengals getting in.
Something happened to one of these quarterbacks. My boys is getting in.
No, it means another team in football from another division is getting in, like the Patriots or something.
Nah. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna be better than what a lot of people think we are. I think we're gonna split with more teams in this division than people think that we are. For me, it depends on the offensive line and the defense. The defense just got to be average, bro. They just got to be average. I'm not even hoping for good. I'm hoping for average.
Chris, in our division, bro, you really got a chance of going 0-6 this year, dog.
Yeah, you right. I'm not gonna lie, but are we? No. Am I gonna pick us every time? Yes.
No.
Yes, I
No,
am.
you might.
You
Yeah,
didn't
you
pick
might.
y'all every time last year.
I know, man. I'm just talking shit. Come on,
You
man.
gotta
Let me
say
talk
it
my
now.
shit.
You gotta
No.
say it now.
Fuck your team. What do you mean?
Nah, but for real though, am I gonna be like, I ain't scared of nobody? I'm gonna say that. I might finish up, but I ain't scared of no motherfucking body.
You ain't gotta be
On the
scared.
verge,
Them niggas
but-
the ones that scared.
Hey,
You is fearless.
I have no fear. I'm also not on the field.
Right.
Exactly.
So
TJ Watt getting defensive player of the year this year.
I don't know. But thank y'all for watching. Continue to like, share, and subscribe. We'll get Sean's prediction later on next episode. Next episode, we definitely will be talking about who we think is going to be rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year, MVP, so on and so forth. Thank y'all for watching. Continue to like, share, and subscribe. We'll holler at y'all next week. Let us know if y'all want us to. We having our fantasy draft on Sunday. Let us know if y'all want us to go live on our fantasy draft. That might be fly. You know, we never know. You never know. See, I didn't even tell them.
Oh, you trying to be live?
Put
Trying
it
to be
out
live
there,
for the start of your demise?
You know what I'm saying? I got questions to ask them, all types of things. You know what I'm saying?
I'm back in the fantasy Super Bowl.
You know,
Hey, I'm back in the Super Bowl for the draft for our fantasy this year, just in case y'all forgot.
but we might go live for our fantasy draft. Let us know if y'all want us to do that. We'll
No,
holler at y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Deuce.
He was talking about you and he said that's so funny. He said, I don't argue with people about constellations. Constellation round. All I said is instead of losing to a husband-wife duo, you're gonna lose to a daddy-daughter duo, bro.
Nah, man. I'm whooping daddy and daughter ass.
Hey, daddy daughter ain't been doing so hot.
Hey,
And me and my wife was not a duo.
They was
now
after she
now
whooped
you
your
say
ass.
y'all wasn't a duo. You don't believe it.
We never was a duo. I told you.
Hey, Chris, hey, don't believe him. Don't believe him, fans. Chris, who did the Kevin Durant. If you can't beat him, join him.
Nah.
That's cold, bro.
I'm sorry, Brianna. I'm sorry.
I'll let y'all later, man.
Peace.